Welcome, race fans. We are here today under the lights at the Kansas Speedway for the fourth race of the 2015 NASCAR Camping World Truck Series season. For the first time since the Speed Weeks at Daytona, all three NASCAR National Series will be racing this weekend as we will kick off the weekend with the trucks here at Kansas. 27 laps of racing, 32 trucks are on pit road getting ready to go green in the Toyota Tundra 250. Ryan Blaney and Daniel Suarez, two drivers who raced together in the Xfinity Series a couple of times this season, will lead the field down to the green flag in today's Toyota Tundra 250. Justin Boston, the rookie in the 54, will start third with sophomore driver Ben Kennedy in the number 11. And point leader Tyler Reddick in the 19 will complete the top five on the inside of row 3. On the outside is Spencer Gallagher. And then Eric Jones, Daniel Hemrick, Timothy Peters, and Ryan Newman will be your top 10 when we go green in just a short matter of moments. Like we said, Tyler Reddick is your point leader. He has a 2-point lead on John West Townley in the 05. That is all for the pre-race news. Let's take you first, let's take you to the command to fire up the 32 engines on pit lane.
Drivers, start your engines!
And now, as the pace truck will lead the field onto the racetrack, we are going to step aside and show you your starting grid for today's Toyota Tundra 250 at Kansas. Okay, we are going green tonight, right now, here at Kansas. Let's show you a couple of guys in the field. First one, beginning with the number 8, that is driven by Ryan Newman, racing in the Marls Cup race, driving for Nimco Motorsports in the 8. Also in the field, the number 92, Justin Jennings, making his first start for Ricky Benton Motorsports in the 92 truck. He will roll off around 20th place. But out front, Ryan Blaney and Daniel Suarez, your front row. Justin Boston and Ben Kennedy on row 2. Tyler Reddick and Spencer Gallagher on row 3. Green flag is out. We're on the way here at Kansas. And they race off into turn 1. Blaney and Suarez side by side. Ben Kennedy looks on the inside of Suarez in the 51. Trying to come up through the middle. And he's on the inside of Daniel Suarez. They head down a long back straightaway here at Kansas. Into turn 3. Suarez up high. Kennedy in the middle. Tyler Reddick making it 4 wide. As he moves to the inside, Kennedy has a run on the outside of Justin Boston. They swallowed the 54 in the middle. Justin Boston, who has his teammate Eric Jones behind him. Now Peters to the inside of Tyler Reddick and Matt Crafton moving on the inside. James Busher and John West Townley moving on the inside as well. Then back here, just 98, that's Johnny Sauter. 25, that is Matt Tipp. Spencer Gallagher in the middle. Ryan Newman coming up on the inside of Gallagher. Mason Mingus is back here. Daniel Hemrick. And the 92 of Justin Jennings with rookie Ray Black Jr. completing your top 20. What a crazy first couple laps that was. And how about Ryan Blaney, who was able to get away from all that mess that was going on in the back. He is now your leader, as Timothy Peters and Matt Crafton, your top 3. The last time we were at the last truck race we were at was Martinsville, and that is where we saw Brandon Jones pick up his first career win after a strong battle up front, and Jones was able to pick up his first career win at Martinsville. Before that, it was Matt Crafton celebrating in victory lane at Atlanta, and 1 week before Crafton won, it was Tyler Young who was able to still get a big win at Daytona. But then he followed up with a last place finish at Atlanta. And now battle for second place. Timothy Peters on the inside of Matt Crafton for second place. And the 3 wide back here, they're still racing hard. Ryan Newman, Ben Kennedy, and James Busher, the former series champion in that 31 car. Trying to get enough sponsorship to run full time. There's the two KBM trucks, Eric Jones and Daniel Suarez. Matt Tiff will be driving that 51 truck next weekend at Charlotte. And there's Tiff in that 25 right there. The Federated Auto Parts Toyota pushing Brandon Jones by James Busher. As we are 6 laps into this race, let's give you a full field rundown, beginning with leader Ryan Blaney. Then Timothy Peters, Matt Crafton, Tyler Reddick, and John West Townley make up the top 5. Ryan Newman, Eric Jones, Daniel Suarez, Ben Kennedy, and Johnny Sauter your top 10. Then back to 11th place is the 31 of James Busher. Now 12th place is soon to be Matt Tiff and Spencer Gallagher and Brandon Jones. 12th, 13th, and 14th as they run 3 wide. And Cameron Haley right now, the rookie, in 15th. Justin Boston back here in 16th, Mason Mingus and Daniel Hemrick, with Tyler Young and Ray Black Jr. Justin Jennings right now running 21st. Former series champion Travis Quapple right now running in the 22nd spot in the 82 for Empire Racing. Corbin Forrester right now in 23rd with Brian Salas and Caleb Hallman. The 94 Premium Motorsports truck of Wendell Savis, he is 26th. Cody Ware 27th. Jordan Anderson, Tyler Tanner, and Ryan Ellis. And then Jennifer Jill Cobb and Norm Benning, the remaining 2 trucks on the lead lap. And up front, we have a new race leader, that being Timothy Peters, as he is now out in front of Matt Crafton. Ryan Blaney has fell to 3rd. Ryan Newman is now up to 4th, and Daniel Suarez has cracked the top 5 once again with Townley, Sauter, Jones, Kennedy, and Busher. Back here, Daniel Hemrick on the inside of Spencer Gallagher. This will be 17th spot. 2 rookies going at it with another rookie right up ahead, Cameron Haley. And let me just hold on a sec. There we go. And we got trouble up ahead, and Ben Kennedy gets run into by Matt Tiff. Something's happened where some guys had to slow down, and we got Gallagher up in the outside wall. Matt Tiff, his teammate. Actually, that's not his teammate, but... And Gallagher's going to almost run right into the 25. Some other trucks have to slow down, like the 99 of Brian Silas and the 94 of Wendell Savis. And Justin Boston, Ben Kennedy also involved, and possibly Cameron Haley. Caution comes out here on lap number 10. We saw some smoke up ahead, and somebody got ran into by somebody, and in the 25 of Matt Tiff, he gets the worst of it, and looks like he will take that Federated Auto Parts Toyota behind the wall, as his day will end early here on lap number 9. And we see smoke up ahead. Did somebody blow up? Now Ben Kennedy in the 11 looks like he's going to get turned by the right here. Tyler Reddick's going to turn Eric Jones down into Ben Kennedy. Coming off turn 2, maybe Bush might have moved Kennedy up a little bit more than he wanted to. Right here, see they're smoking. Looks like it's going to be okay, but right there, Matt Tiff runs right in the back of the 11. Nowhere to go for Justin Boston, Mason Mingus, Cameron Haley, Daniel Hemrick, and Spencer Gallagher. Every one of these trucks back here got at least some sort of damage, and no doubt Matt Tiff got the worst of it. Then right there, he runs right into Spencer Gallagher again, and here comes Quapple and Black and Young and Jennings, with Forster, Silas, Hallman, and Savis, all trying to slow down. While all that mess was going on, Timothy Peters, Ryan Blaney, Ryan Newman, Daniel Suarez, and Matt Crafton is now in top 5. And they have just now came off pit road. And it looks like everybody came down pit road. And right now the only truck out of the race is the 25 of Matt Tiff. No idea if anybody else will be retiring. We just got word that Mason Mingus in the Billy Boat number 15 truck has just taken his truck behind the wall. So tough break for Mason Mingus, who was running up inside the top 15. And Mingus is right now 22nd in points coming into this race. The 11 of Ben Kennedy has lost a lap, and he is still on pit road. And also on pit road is your Daytona winner, Tyler Young. So Ryan Blaney, Travis Quapple made when it looks like he possibly did field only, so now Quapple is second in the 82. Timothy Peters, Ryan Newman, and Daniel Suarez. Also playing some pit strategy on this caution is Caleb Hallman. He is 6th. Matt Crafton, John West Townley, Brandon Jones, and Justin Boston. Johnny Sauter, Tyler Reddick, Cody Ware, Spencer Gallagher, and Eric Jones. Daniel Hemrick, Ray Black Jr., Jordan Anderson, Cameron Haley, and James Busher. That is your top 20. Out of the race are Mason Mingus and Matt Tiff. Back on the way here at Kansas Speedway. Now Peters to the inside of Travis Quapple for second place. Quapple will be attempting to run the Cup race with Team Extreme Racing, the 44 team, this weekend. First, he has to run this race with Empire Racing, that 82 truck. Now to the inside of the second place comes the 51 of Daniel Suarez. To the inside of Timothy Peters, he takes second away. Now Crafton up to fourth and Townley up to fifth. What a great run for John West Townley early on in 2015. Now Crafton to the inside of Timothy Peters. Now he gets on the rear end of the 51 of Daniel Suarez. And right up ahead of him, oh man, Suarez almost got turned by Matt Crafton right now. Tyler Young is back on track. 2 laps. Actually, now they're being shown on the lead lap. Ben Kennedy just now leaving pit road. He is 2 laps down. Coming off turn 4 here as Suarez has gotten the lead away. Crafton up to second. Peters to third. Blaney back to fourth. And here comes Townley with Newman, Reddick, and Brandon Jones up here in 8th. Johnny Sauter and Justin Boston in top 10. Eric Jones, Travis Quapple, James Busher, Ray Black Jr., and Cameron Haley. Gallagher, Hallman, Jennings, Hemrick, and Forster. Then Savis, Weyer, Silas, Anderson, Ellis, Tanner, Cobb, Benning, Tyler Young, then Ben Kennedy 3 laps down in 30th. Now to the inside comes Tyler Reddick, and how about Brandon Jones, rookie running 16 races in 2015. Also will be running a select full of Xfinity races. In fact, the NASCAR Xfinity Series is racing at the Iowa Speedway this weekend, and Brandon Jones will be making his Xfinity debut on Sunday and at Iowa Speedway, driving the 33 for Richard Childress Racing, a truck that has gotten a win this season at Bristol. And now they're going to catch a slower Ben Kennedy in the 11, but Ben might not be that slow as he was running up front. And Crafton to the inside, and look at John West Townley to the inside. He makes that move to the inside. Tyler Reddick will make it 3 wide now, but they're going to get stuck behind the 0-2 of Tyler Young, who is slower. And they will hold up everybody on the inside lane, allowing Townley, Suarez, Reddick, all to get by. Somebody's fell back a lot. It's Eric Jones now in 10th place with James Busher now 11th. And they are still stuck behind the slower 0-2, Ryan Newman, Johnny Sauter, and Ryan Blaney. Look at all the time Eric Jones and James Busher are closing in on these 3 guys. Yes, Newman, Sauter, and Blaney will not make a move on Tyler Young, and Newman almost turns Tyler Young off turn 4. And look at Eric Jones. And he just drives by Tyler Young without a problem, and Jones moves all the way up to 7th place in the 4. And they're still not around them. Newman and Blaney are just refusing to pass 0-2 of Tyler Young, who is also refusing to get out of the way. And Blaney's still stuck in behind the Young. What is he doing? And we almost turned Tyler Young. He's trying to show Young that he needs to get out of the way, but Blaney's not trying to make a move though. And here comes Cameron Haley, and look how far back Ryan Blaney is. He's 11th place, but he is over 5 seconds behind the lead. Then Newman is 10th, Busher 9th, Sauter 8th, Jones 7th, Brandon Jones is 6th, Peters and Townley 5th and 4th, with Reddick, Suarez, and Matt Crafton 6 to go at Kansas. The next group of trucks they would catch would be Jennifer Jo Cobb and Nora Benninger just now coming off turn 2. I think we might be able to catch those guys with 6 to go. Daniel Suarez has never been a victor lane in the NASCAR Camping World Truck Series. He almost won his first Xfinity race last weekend at Talladega. Now, but Suarez got passed by his teammate Carl Edwards on the last lap off the last turn. And now to the inside comes the 19 of Tyler Reddick, who has never been a victor lane in the NASCAR Camping World Truck Series either. To the inside goes Tyler Reddick. He clears Suarez off turn 2. Peters, Crafton, and Townley, Brandon Jones, Eric Jones, Ryan Newman, Johnny Sauter, and James Busher. Blaney all the way back in 11th place, 6 seconds behind. And here comes Suarez and Reddick. They are going to catch the 6 of Norm Benning. He's going to hold up, push Daniel Suarez in the wall. Comes back up the track and collects Suarez and puts Reddick in the outside wall. And hosed up the 33 of Brandon Jones, who was able to make up some time. And now Kyle will hold up Timothy Peters in the 17. Next up would be Ryan Ellis, Jordan Anderson, and Tyler Tanner, and they are catching them very quickly as well. Don't cash a check yet because we still got a lot of racing left to go and a lot of trucks to get by. Crafting to the inside of John West Townley. Now he will chase down the 51 of Daniel Suarez. Reddick is back to 4th, Peters back to 5th. Now Matt Crafton to the inside of Daniel Suarez, but look at John West Townley not going away. They come out of turn number 4. They are catching Ellis, Anderson, and Tyler Tanner. Now Tyler Reddick to the inside of Daniel Suarez, and here comes Timothy Peters. And they're here. Oh man, this is not going to end well. Crafton, he's going to try to come up through the middle. Look at Peters on the inside in the 17. Timothy Peters gets by John West Townley. Is he in the best spots? Here comes Peters, makes his own lane on the inside. Here comes Crafton with the run on the outside. They're side by side. Crafton, Peters, Townley, Daniel Suarez, and Brandon Jones, your top 5. They continue to be side by side for the lead. Can Crafton hang on with the momentum on the outside? Peters is on the inside. Brandon Jones trying to get around Daniel Suarez on 4th place. Townley in 3rd, trying to get his career best finish. They remain side by side. Peters and Crafton. It will not catch Cody Ware in time, and Peters will clear Crafton off turn 4. His first win of 2015, Timothy Peters is going to win at Kansas. And Matt Crafton will end up 2nd, getting his, I believe that might be his 3rd podium finish of the year. Matt Crafton in the 88. John West Townley will get a career best finish of 3rd. And how about from a win, his first career win at Martinsville, to a top 4 finish for Brandon Jones. And also getting a top 5 is Daniel Suarez. Point leader Tyler Reddick is 6. Eric Jones, James Busher, Johnny Sauter, and Ryan Newman will be getting top 10 finishes here at Kansas Speedway. Ryan Blaney, 11th. Cameron Haley, great run for Ray Black Jr. 13th. Justin Boston and Travis Quapple. Justin Jennings, Spencer Gallagher, Daniel Hemrick, who has some damage, is 19th. 18th place is going to be Wendell Chavis. He had a great run, top 20. But there is your winner. Making his little lap tribute. Timothy Peters is the winner of the 2015 Toyota Tundra 250 at the Kansas Speedway, after getting around Matt Crafton as they catch his 3 slower trucks of Tyler Tanner, Ryan Ellis, and Jordan Anderson. Look at your official results here. Already went through the top 20. Ryan Salas, Caleb Hallman, Corbin Forster, and Cody Ware, the last truck on the lead lap. Then Tanner, Ellis, Anderson, Cobb, and Benning. Tyler Young, 29th. Ben Kennedy came home in the 30th spot in the 11 truck. Not a good day for Ben. And Mason Mingus and Matt Tiff was involved in that lap 9 crash. That took out Kennedy as well. Next weekend, we are not done with truck racing yet. Next weekend, we are heading to Charlotte Motor Speedway for the race down there, which will also be All-Star Weekend. So that is the next stop on the truck schedule. Next weekend at the Charlotte Motor Speedway. Next up on the channel will be the NASCAR Spring Up Series live from the Kansas Speedway for their 10th race of the year, or maybe 11th race of the year. So then we have the Cup race from Kansas and the Xfinity race from Iowa. So that is all here from the Camping World Truck Series race at Kansas Speedway. One last time, let's give congrats to Timothy Peters on the win, and we will see you next weekend at Charlotte for the NASCAR Camping World Truck Series.